welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm gonna be trying out the new Jaclyn Cosmetics Haute Tropic collection. So this is her limited edition collection that she came out with for this summer, and it's like once it's sold, the products are not being reproduced again to buy. So I'm basically just doing this video to tell you if these products were even worth purchasing. I am aware that if you didn't grab them while they were on the site, they are no longer available and you can't go and purchase them. But Jaclyn Hill, she has controversy that flies all the time with her, even though she's become a little bit more low-key in the beauty drama realm. She still has controversial stuff that happens around her. And in regards to this launch, the thing that was the most controversial was the shade of the bronzer. It obviously will work for me. I don't have a hard time finding like shades for me and stuff like this. When it comes to like face products and stuff like that, I have a better time finding things than people who have really light complexions and people who have really deep complexions or even deeper complexions. Once she announced the launch of this collection, she put a picture of the cream bronzers of swatches, and I'll put on the screen the swatches from her video because I did watch that, and they do look pretty similar. And I don't only think that this bronzer doesn't go deep enough, I don't think it goes light enough. The lightest color, which I'll show you here, is what I have because I'm a pretty fair person. But like, I have a friend who is even fairer than me, and I feel like this might look a little bit too deep on her. It might not, you know, I don't really know, but I think that in general, launching any kind of collection that needs a range, you really should start off with more to A, cater to those who need that, and B, to avoid controversy if you typically get into the middle of it, even if you don't mean to. So yeah, that was a big thing, but she did say that she is going to be launching the bronzer permanently next summer with even more shades, and then she explained that being so fair herself, typically without like self-tanner on, she doesn't know how to make bronzers personally, like from a first-hand standpoint, that can work really well for those with deeper skin. She's afraid they'll come out too warm, too red.
Okay, so I will start off by saying that although this is a limited edition collection, I'm just being totally open and transparent with you guys, we were only able to do 5 shades in this cream bronzer, but next year, don't tell anybody, it's a whole secret, I am going to be launching cream bronzers into my core line with a ton of shades. But for this collection, it's just limited edition packaging, and we are only doing 5 shades as of right now. So when it comes to creating something that really deserves a very big and broad shade range, is when it comes to shades I can't wear, like once I get into like the darker shades, I kind of just like don't know. So I have to rely on testing. I have to rely on giving it to other people with different skin tones. That being said, always having your constructive criticism and your feedback as far as undertones. You know, someone who may be deeper in skin being like, hey, that's too red for me, that's too yellow for me, I'm not able to wear this, because that would mean so much to me, even if it's through, you know, Twitter, Instagram, or customer service, just being able to create products for you guys that you will all really enjoy.
And a lot of people were saying, well, just get somebody who is deeper complexion to help you formulate that. And I do agree with that. I don't know how the production process works, so I can only give so much criticism, I think. So I'm kind of like, yes, I definitely think she should have launched more diverse bronzer shades and probably more shades in general. But I don't know how long these have been in formulation. I'm gonna try all of these things. I'm gonna try this over powder. By the way, this is the Putty Highlight, and she said the Putty Highlight was formulated to work over creams, over powders, so it could be your last step of your routine if you wanted it to be, yada, yada, yada.
As I was working on this, the one request that I had is that I was able to put it over my powder foundation, because a lot of times Putty Highlights from brands, if I put it over powder, it breaks up, it separates my makeup, and it doesn't look good. But I want that like really beautiful wet dewiness that a Putty Highlight gives. Mine are not so wet that it's going to like break apart anything. So you can go in with it very last thing on your entire face. You can go in with it over top of your cream products. It doesn't matter. It works on everything, which is what makes this so delicious.
We are gonna try that out. I'm gonna try the liquid illuminator over my body as well as on the high points of my face over the Putty highlighter, and then I'm gonna try a lip oil. I got one of each in the category of the collection, so I got a cream bronzer, Putty highlight, liquid illuminator, and the shade of the lip oil, which is the clear one. And I'm gonna be testing them out and telling you, were they worth my money at all, or did I waste my money? So I hope you guys like this video. Sorry that this intro was 1,000 years long. I was just trying to say some things before I got started on the application portion. but I believe that is it. So let's go ahead and get to the application portion and let's see how these products work. All right, so I obviously have all of my other makeup on besides what I am trying today. So the first thing we're gonna go in with is the cream bronzer. I got it in the shade Nakey, which is the fairest. And I do really think that this is really cute. She did have a lot of controversy, like I mentioned in the beginning of the shade range of this, but this is what the lightest shade looks like. I think it's really pretty. It's a little bit neutral, which I like. So I'm really excited to try this. I love the hard glass. I am on such a kick when it comes to cream bronzers. I've been trying so many of them. So I was excited when she launched this. So I'm gonna go in with my Putty primer applicator, which is typically how I apply cream bronzer. And I'm just gonna take it like this and have it, and then I'm gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand so I don't go in too strong, and we're just gonna kind of start like applying it on my cheeks. I don't have any all over face powder on yet. I am gonna put that on before highlight because I wanna test her whole claim of being able to apply the Putty highlight over powder products. Ooh, that is pretty, isn't it? I really am a fan of this shade. I think that this is the prettiest shade. This texture is very similar to the Danessa Myricks cream bronzer that I have been loving. I really like the way that looks. I'm gonna take some more, put it on the back of my hand, and do the left side. But the Danessa Myricks one is kind of like a mousse, which I prefer. It's not too creamy. The e.l.f. ones I like, but they're a little bit creamier than I typically prefer. I still like those, and I think they're great for beginners because you kind of have a little bit more to work with, like a little bit more time to. But I just think the mousse ones go on better and they last a little bit longer on my skin as well. This is applying really nicely. I always go in with a little bit less, and if I feel like building it up, I can. But see, it's really applying nicely over the foundation, and it's not picking it up. I used the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation today, which is my all-time favorite because I wanted to make sure I used products that I normally do to give these products a fair shot. I would never try new foundation or use a foundation I'm not super familiar with on a day that I'm trying a bunch of other face products. I just like hit my ear, and like the back of my earring like stabbed me. So I'm kind of taking the rest of it on that I have on my hand and putting it on my forehead, just kind of to bronze it up a little bit. I have to be careful because sometimes I get foundation on my hairline no matter how hard I try, and it just shows right up being a blonde. Sorry, there's more light on this side, but I think this is so pretty. I really like the way that bronzer is looking. This bronzer is applying so nicely, if you can see, without picking up any of my foundation. I really like the texture of it. I do wish there were more shades. I know that was a big issue when she first launched, and she mentioned it in her video, like I said, but I do wish there were more shades of this so other people can enjoy it because I think it's a beautiful texture. It really goes on nicely. It's super easy to work with. I love the way it applies with this, and if it applies well with this, I'm pretty much gonna like it because this is my ideal way of applying cream bronzer. But I just think it looks so nice and just a little bit bronzy, not too orange, and I'm just such a huge fan of this shade. I think it's so gorgeous. All right, so I went ahead and put on some face powder. I ended up using this L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Powder Foundation. I don't like this as a powder foundation. I actually did a video of it comparing it to the Fenty powder foundation that came out at the beginning of this year. And I don't like it by itself, but over foundation, I think it's such a nice setting powder, and it just really holds the makeup in place for a long time. So I did that because Jaclyn came out with these Putty highlighters, and I got mine in the shade Skylight. And as you can see, I already swatched it, and these are very unique. Honestly, I picked this shade because it was all they had that I could access. The website was like really crazy when it first launched. I couldn't get anything to load, and I didn't want to miss out on getting anything because A, I wanted to, and B, I wanted to do this video. So this one might be a little bit darker than my skin. We're gonna make it work. I think it would probably work well if I were self-tanned, but I am not right now. As you can see, I'm like the ice queen. So I'm really excited to try this. She swears up and down that this product can go over everything if you wanted it to be your last step. So like your foundation, your powder, just like any powder products. So we'll see. I'm gonna put that to the test. If it doesn't, that's gonna kind of suck because I have to go to a meet and greet this afternoon to meet some of Thomas's co-workers and stuff like that. So I might be like a glowy goddess or something with highlighter that might be a little bit darker. She had a shade, I don't remember what the name of it is, but I'll put it on the screen, that she said would work best for fair-skinned ladies. I couldn't get that one because it wasn't loading, like I said. So I think I probably would have opted for that one, but I think this one will be pretty when I'm self-tanned, so we're just gonna make it work. But it's got an interesting texture because it almost feels like a powder highlight. It's very interesting. So I'm just gonna go right here. I am putting it on with my finger. That is how I would normally do it. Okay, that's really pretty. She said that you can put it on with your finger, a brush, a sponge, so anything. I might try a brush just on the other side to see though, because I really like the way that's looking with my finger. It's like naturalish, which I really like, but like it blends so nicely and it didn't pick up any product. So maybe her claim is true. That looks so nice. I think I'm gonna go in with a brush on the other side just to see how it works. And I'm gonna use this Wayne Goss brush. It's kind of like an all over face brush, I think, but I always use it for highlight because I like the shape of it for that. And I'm just gonna take it on the brush and see what I can do with that. So it's definitely a little bit more subtle with a brush. I think you get a little bit more of a, with the finger, if you can see, it's a little bit more subtle than this side, but let's see if I can build it up to the same like opacity. Okay, yeah, with a couple of layers with a brush, it does go on. Look how pretty that is. I actually really like this color. I thought it was gonna be a little bit darker than this, but I'm really glad it's not. That is so pretty. Okay. I really like this product, so that's really exciting. That looks gorgeous. Okay, so her claim to say that it goes over powder really well is true. I agree with that. And I think the reason behind that is because the difference between this and other putty highlighters that I have tried is that this one is kind of like a hybrid of a powder highlighter or like more of a creamy highlighter. So I think that's what makes this special. I really love this shade. I can't wait to see what it looks like when I have like a little bit more self-tanner on. But honestly, even with my pale skin, I think that looks really good. Okay, so the next product I'm gonna try is her lip oil, and I did get it in the clear shade, which is called Crystal Drip. I'm obviously not going to swatch that for you because it's clear. It has the most interesting doe foot. It's like, I think it's curved to go around your lips. I already have the lip color on that I'm going to be like wearing for the day, and it's the Milani Easy Liner in the shade Most Natural, one of my all-time favorite lip liners. I've been loving just wearing lip liner and then putting some sort of gloss over it. So this isn't a lip oil, so it's a little bit different from a gloss, but I'm really interested in trying this. So let's go ahead. Oh, I like the shape of this. Really comfortable. Okay, that looks really, really good. This has to be one of the most comfortable lip oil glossy products that I put on. Not sticky. I'm not really worried about it like sliding everywhere, and the fact that it's clear does help that. I wasn't really drawn to any of the other colored lip oils. I have to be honest, I'm not a really big colored lip oil, lip gloss kind of person. It makes me nervous that it's gonna like go everywhere. So I typically wear like a colored lip liner and then go in with like a clear or like a maybe a slightly tinted, like a light pink or something like that. I have found a couple of like lip glosses that are maybe like a nude or like a light pink color that I have liked, but typically I go for clear, and this is looking so pretty. It's so comfortable. I really like that so far. I doubt it's gonna last very long on the lips. Like I'll probably have to reapply, but It's so comfortable, and it doesn't look overly glossy, like sticky gross. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's just a me thing. I don't know. The whole reason for me wearing this halter top is to try the liquid highlighter illuminator. I got this in the shade High Gleams. She suspected this was going to be the most popular color because it's kind of got like that neutral color. I have to agree. I think that this is probably going to be very popular among many different people. And I didn't want to get the super icy one. I really like this packaging. It's super simplistic and it just says Jaclyn, and it looks like it's pretty small. So I think it'll be great to travel with. I'm just gonna, I don't really know what to do. Should I just like take it? Let's just take it like that. Okay, I ran out of product. Okay, let's start with that. And I think I'm just gonna like rub it in with my hand. Okay, this is a very interesting texture. It almost feels kind of like satin matte, which is interesting because it's a glowy product, but it's very subtle. Okay, so I wasn't expecting that. I don't even know if it really did anything. So I'm gonna take it directly onto my hand and just like kind of rub it in like this. She did say she wanted it to be like glowy, but not like super obvious. Okay, there we go. There we go, a little bit of shoulder highlight. Okay, now I feel like super gleamy. It's interesting because it is like gleamy, and I think this would be so pretty if you're wearing like a shirt like this or a tank top and you just want a little bit of like glow on your body. And I think this shade is the perfect shade, and it is just so pretty. It just like adds such a nice sheen, but it's not super sparkly. Like it doesn't have like just glitter particles. I just think that is so pretty. I wonder like if you wanted to like, you know, gleam up before you go to the swimming pool. If you are like that person and you like to look a little bit more gleamy when you go to the swimming pool, I think this would be really nice because you can't detect the sparkle. It's just like a little bit of a sheen, and I think it is so pretty. And then you could wear it with like a sundress. It's really making my clavicle bones or collarbones just like pop. So I think this is really, really pretty. I kind of want to take a little bit. I'm a little nervous. This might be a terrible idea. But I am gonna like dab a little bit and just like put it over that highlight just to see how it looks on the face. Oh, that looks really pretty. That's not picking up foundation powder either. Okay, that is so pretty. I am very glowy for the meet and greet this evening. Sorry, Thomas. He doesn't care. Okay, so I love the all over highlight. I think it looks great on the body, on the cheekbones. It applied so nicely over that putty highlight as well as powder. And that color is gorgeous. I'm really impressed with this line. I'm really bummed that it's limited edition. I kind of wish it could be limited edition that comes back every summer, you know, like, you know how some companies have like holiday collections that come out every year during the holidays, or like varying ones that are slightly different than the last, but pretty much the same concept. I wish that she would do that with this. I know that she's making the cream bronzers permanent in her collection next summer, and I'm hoping, she said she's gonna have more shades, and I'm hoping that that's the case and it'll be a little bit of a better variety. But the fact that like this putty highlighter you can't purchase again, the lip oil you can't purchase again, and the all over highlighter you can't purchase again is a little bit of a bummer. So I will say that, but I think that my makeup and like just all over like my décolleté looks really good. So I have to say, I think this collection is hot and I love it. And I'm really excited to go to West Palm Beach in a couple of weeks. Thomas and I are taking a vacation there it's for our 1 year anniversary, but we couldn't like really do a beach getaway during our 1 year anniversary because I'm in the middle of school, and I was like really in the middle of school then. So we're kind of postponing it in a month, and that's when we're gonna celebrate. And I'm really looking forward to walking around West Palm Beach looking super glowy with these products. So I have to say, Jaclyn did a great job on this. I'm very, very impressed. All right, guys, so that is it for this video. I thoroughly enjoyed the collection. I definitely think it's probably my favorite collection of hers, of the ones that I have tried, that I like so far. It is incredible. I love the packaging. I love the palm trees, very summery. I think in my mind I'm ready for fall. I really am. But I really do enjoy this collection, and I'll really be enjoying it this summer as well as probably the fall. I think everything is just so beautiful. The shade of the bronzer is gorgeous, and it just applied so nicely. Definitely love the formula of that. Putty highlighter was really incredible, and I was impressed by the shade on my face. I thought it was going to be too dark and it would be kind of like a low lighter kind of day. But I actually really liked it. Love the lip oil. Think it's so comfortable. I like the fact that I don't feel like it's just going everywhere. Even though it is clear, it's nice to know that it's not just, you know, like all over my face. And then the all over highlighter, or whatever this thing is called, it's just a liquid highlighter, but I think that the whole point of it was to be able to wear it all over. Is incredible. I love it on my body and my shoulders and stuff. I love it on my cheekbones. I think that that and the putty highlighter do work well together as well. I just think this collection really is incredible, and I have to say that Jaclyn did a great job. I know that she's very controversial and she always runs into controversy, but she really did a great job on this. I do think that in the future she should launch with more shades, especially with the bronzer, because that was so controversial, and being Jaclyn Hill, she tends to just have controversy come her way no matter what. So I think that maybe being a little bit more proactive to try to avoid any of that would be the best for her, and just in general for her clientele and potential customers and all that good stuff. But as far as the performance of the products and how they worked for me, I really liked them. This collection was the most exciting to me. I did try the liquid lipsticks in the past, and I wasn't excited about that for myself. I was excited to make a video for my audience, but this I was excited to make for myself as well as my audience, so I could tell you guys if this collection was even worth me purchasing. I know that you can't even access it, but I wanted to give you an unbiased review, and honestly this was. I always go into reviews unbiased. I'm not even subscribed to Jaclyn on YouTube. I do watch her launch videos and some of her other videos if I feel like it, but I'm not subscribed to her. I follow her on Instagram though to keep up with stuff like this, so I can make videos for you guys that I hope you enjoy. But anyway, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and hit the notification bell down below so you know when I upload in the future. And subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Make sure you're liking it. That really does help me in the YouTube algorithm. I'm trying to grow my channel desperately, and I feel like it's really not going anywhere and it's killing me. And please subscribe if you're not. That also helps me. I'm just really trying to get my channel out there to help more people, as well as to, you know, just keep this channel moving forward. So anyway, enough of that. I'll stop harping, but I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.